Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to the RNG podcast. We got a special episode today. We're breaking the fourth wall. Oblivion, Chronicos, and I are all recording this episode right after the last one. Gentlemen, hello. Again. I'm pretending like we haven't just been talking for like an hour and a half. No, we because we are all working adults. We're part of the working class heroes, after all. Our schedules take decent time to align correctly, so we're banging them out back to back episodes for y'all. So hopefully you appreciate that and follow and subscribe and all of that stuff. But wanted to do a little special episode, so I had the boys do some homework. We are going to talk about top 10 game all time and just see where our tastes align, but with a twist, which I will reveal later.
Oh.
It's a surprise.
Okay.
Not even the viewers know. Of course, unless you skipped ahead, in which case, not cool, man. Don't do that. Come back and listen. Yeah. So, first off, would anyone like to share their list? Top of the pod. Anybody want to share? This is the preamble. I should specify. This is the preamble. Okay. The real work comes after we know everybody's list.
Okay, so I'll just tell you my 10 games that are on my list.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so in no specific order, because it was hard enough to think of 10 games off rip, because when KCB gave us this homework, I was in my office at work, and this would have been infinitely easier if I was at home and I could stare at my bookshelf of games, but it do what it do. So, in no particular order, except maybe the first two. So, number one, I have Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn.
Okay.
Like, hands down, that's probably the game I put the most time in. Also, I think my top 10, by virtue, I think I had to select games that I played the most of growing up. Like, the games that I probably sunk the most hours into.
I think that's fair.
So, yeah. Again, in no particular order, I have Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn, Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3, Baten Kaitos Origins, Resident Evil 4 with an asterisk, because if I were given a choice today, I would choose remake over original. Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, Tales of Zestiria, Pokemon Gold with an asterisk, again, if given a choice, I would select the remake, Heart Gold. Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction, again, asterisk, Resurrected, there is a remake of that as well. And The Evil Within.
Oh, okay.
That was oh god. Okay. This is gonna be brutal. Okay. Well, awesome. Because I don't think I have any of those on my list. Oh god.
Really? I figured Oblivion's definitely gonna have Radiant
Dawn.
Yeah.
Well,
I am curious, Oblivion, did you have any in common with Chronicos?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like one.
which one?
I mean, it's close to one. Okay, so I guess I'll just buy this. So at number 10, I got Paper Mario 1000 Year Door.
Okay.
Number 9, StarCraft 2. 8 is Final Fantasy 10. 7 is Pokemon Soul Silver. Silver was like the OG, but like Soul Silver is like a strictly better game in my opinion. But yeah, whatever. After that, I got Radiant Dawn, so there's the matching there. Tales of Symphonia, because it's better than Zestiria, just saying. And then World of Warcraft,
we can talk about that.
Like OG World of Warcraft, not current World of Warcraft, and not like the remake classic World of Warcraft. None of that nonsense. I'm talking about like OG 2004 to 2010 World of Warcraft. Okay, the Boomer Warcraft. And then I got number 3. I got Monster Hunter Iceborne. Number 2, I got Breath of the Wild, which is like, honestly, I could put like a million Zelda games on this list, but I tried to make it so it's just like one. And at number 1, I'm kind of cheating here. It's kind of like all the Final Fantasy 7s. So like,
okay,
the OG, the remakes, Crisis Core, Dirge of Cerberus, even though it's terrible, right? Like that, all that kind of stuff.
Okay. Okay. I have Final Fantasy 7 in common with you, which is good. And I have a couple adjacent to you,
Right.
which I think is also good. Are there any on either of your guys' lists that you feel very passionately about in terms of them being like one of the top 10 games of all time that people should play or know about?
Bloodborne. Bloodborne.
Controversial opinions on Bloodborne.
Nope, play Bloodborne.
Nope, don't play Bloodborne.
Oblivion is just a casual that can't get through a Dark Souls game. Okay,
Nope.
don't listen to him.
Nope, not true. But yeah, I mean, I feel pretty strongly about most of these games. I could talk about them for a while.
Okay. All right. I'm going to share my list, and I feel like I'm going to
Okay.
get flamed now, but okay. I have Elden Ring,
Okay.
Expedition 33,
Great choice.
Minecraft,
Oh my god, I forgot about that game.
Final Fantasy 7. Even though I care more about Final Fantasy 8, it's weird. I know that Final Fantasy 7 is just a better game, like indiscriminately. It just kind of is.
Right.
I have Super Mario RPG, which is
Ooh, okay.
adjacent
Right.
to the Paper Mario series.
You have the original or the remake?
They're pretty much the same, I think, but I would go original.
Okay.
Just cause. Super Mario Odyssey. I have Breath of the Wild. So I guess we have two in common, Oblivion.
Right.
Blueprints, which is a
I've never
game
heard of that.
y'all should play if you haven't. It's
I've
so
heard of
good.
it, but I haven't been bored enough yet to check it out.
It unfortunately was an indie title the same year Expedition 33 was.
Oh, okay.
So
When you said Blueprints, I was thinking like Blue's Clues, and I'm like, wait, what? There's like
no, it's a play on words.
Okay.
I'll explain later.
Sure.
Super Smash Bros. Melee.
That's a
Classic.
good one.
And
let's pick that one.
Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty.
Ooh, okay. That's a solid list.
I didn't know you played MSG games.
Oh my god, dude,
Or MG.
yeah. I don't talk about it much, and I haven't played anything past 3 because I missed out on the PS3 era.
Actually, that begs the question: have you checked out the Delta remake?
I have it. I haven't played it yet though.
Okay.
But I hear it's very like true too. Like they even have the mini games and stuff in it still.
I've been hearing from the Metal Gear heads that they love it. They say it's very true to the original game.
Yeah. So before I reveal the plot twist in this episode's activity, do you guys have any honorable mentions that you want to call out?
Oh, bro, so many. It's crazy. It's like I had to like try to control it. It's like for Zelda, right? Like that series is one of my favorite series ever. So like Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess is very big up there. But I honestly love all the Zeldas for the most part, except for Tears of the Kingdom. I'm a hater of that game. It's still a good game, but I have a vendetta against it. But yeah, those for sure. Final Fantasy wise, 14. If you've not played the MMO, I know so many people hear MMO and they get scared off. But 14's really really good. Up until the recent expansion, I don't really like that one. Dawn Trail, I think it's pretty bad. But everything else is really good up to that point. And then Tales wise, Tales of the Abyss, amazing. Obviously, very very good game.
Disagree, but continue.
And then one final shout out, Kid Icarus for 3DS. I really think they need to remake that. That needs to be on Switch too.
Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't had a Kid Icarus port to Switch yet, in like any kind of remake or capacity like that.
I don't know. I don't know.
That seems like money on the table to me.
It's definitely money on the table. It's very critically acclaimed.
Chronicos, did you have any honorable mentions?
Yeah, I guess Path of Radiance as an honorable mention, like as a prequel to Radiant Dawn. Like it's the only reason it's not on my list is because I played Radiant Dawn like 100 times and I only played Path of Radiance like 12 times.
Yeah.
I guess Elden Ring. I'll mention. I'll give an honorable mention to that. I know it's on your list, but The only reason I didn't put Elden Ring on my list and I went with Dark Souls 3 specifically is because I struggle with games that are open world. Like there's too much choice and I get choice paralysis very easily. So Dark Souls 3 being a little more linear, it's just a way easier for me to play and have fun with. For Resident Evil, I'd like to give a mention to RE9. It just felt a little too recent to go on the list because I have so many games from my past that it should be ahead of. But yeah, RE9 and RE Village, I had many hours of fun with. Tales of Zestiria I have on here as my favorite Tales of Zestiria, just because it's the one I had the most fun with. But honorable mention to Grace's F, because Grace's F was my first Tales game, and then from Grace's F, I went backwards and played all the other ones. And I think that will do it for me.
Okay. First, I don't think anybody should feel bad about like recent games being on the list because like a lot of mine it literally came out like in the last 3 years. But also like the last 5 years alone have been an insane time period for games that have come out.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Like it's crazy. Speaking of one, I had Donkey Kong Bonanza on an honorable mention. Halo Reach, because I liked it a lot better than 3, but I know Halo 3 is probably like the smart pick for that, if not Halo 2. I will throw a nod to the Xenoblade series and say Xenoblade 3, because I think that that game was just a roller coaster. And it somehow encapsulated all of the Xenoblade Chronicles titles together in a really, really good way. Super Mario World. I think if you're going to play a 2D Mario, that's probably the one you got to play. It was like groundbreaking when it came out, and the technological hurdles that it kind of overcame, and like the Sega SNES war that was happening. It was like crazy. Gaming Historian has a really good documentary on it. If listeners, if you want to check that out at some point, I have Path of Radiance down on here as well. I have Advance Wars, which is like the distant cousin grandfather of the Fire Emblem series, and Banjo Kazooie for a little bit of like early childhood nostalgia. Because I didn't want to put Mario 64 on here, even though I think in terms of like a 3D platformer, that's probably what people go to when they think about N64 platforms. For Nintendo. But I want to be different. I was a Banjo Kazooie kid. Fun fact: I actually wrote. I wrote a. I wrote a paper in school. I think it was middle school, or it was like really late elementary. I can't remember what grade it was, but I did a research paper on whether or not the red crested breagle was an actual animal, which is what Kazooie was. My teacher had no clue what I was talking about. But I still got a B, which I think is respectable considering it was a completely made up topic.
That's nice.
It's one of my crowning achievements as an academic to this day. So yeah, that's what I got, which, you know, as an exercise, it's fun to think about our top 10s, right? And this is kind of a trend that's going on right now where people like try and figure out top 10 game all time. Gentlemen, what we have to do here today is take each of our top 10 lists, create a single RNG podcast top 10, and share it on the most brutal battlegrounds of opinions known to man, twitter.com.
Oh, I thought you were going
to say Oh, God.
No one has to go on Reddit.
Okay.
Respectfully, Reddit heads. Nothing personal.
I was gonna say, isn't Reddit like notoriously more like brutal than Twitter?
No, I've definitely never gotten threats from Reddit ever at all. That's super friendly over there.
Right.
So I guess what we have to do now is this may be slightly more difficult for Oblivion, because he immediately said that he was very adamant about the majority of his list. So we kind of have to fight it out. If you're doing the math, that's 30 games
Right.
down to 10.
Right.
That means we each get to put up a third of our list. And I don't have a cool graphic like Oblivion, so I just have to share names
Same.
like a
I'm
loser.
gonna have to say this one. I'm
I'll
also a loser.
I'm not an overachiever.
help you guys out.
So
We're doing that. Good. Okay. Well, I guess like we can, like we have some that are combined or close, right?
yeah. So I think first we kind of figure out the similars. So I think Radiant Dawn is on both of your guys' lists. I think
Right.
there's a Pokemon Soul Silver / Heart Gold
Right.
situation.
So that's pretty much the same game.
And then we have Breath of the Wild and Final Fantasy VII in common, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think those 4, which if I have to tie break between Pokemon Gold and Silver, respectfully, I'm going Soul Silver.
Hey,
Um,
Lugia's better. Confirmed.
I'm saying.
I disagree, but go on with your wrong.
So basically, if there's 2 agreeances, the third person can't tie break, obviously, right? So I think if we're all comfortable with that idea, I think those 4 make the list just by default, unless there's something else that you guys would rather have in place of it.
I don't. It's. Oh man, this is hard. Oh god.
I know it's difficult.
Also, I don't know how to spell Odyssey somehow. Even though I know I'm spelling it right. It's not coming up. Okay, cool. Okay, so so which ones can we like? I guess what we should do is bring them up, and then whoever didn't put it on the list, see if they have an argument against it, right?
Yeah, which I think
Okay.
bro, easy picks here. My opinion, Final Fantasy VII and Breath of the Wild are like
Right.
timeless. So I 100%
Objectively-
I would put them on the list.
Objectively speaking, I'd agree with FF7 because I know there's like FF7 is on a multitude of individuals like top 10 list. Just because it's not on mine doesn't mean it's not a top 10 game.
Okay. Oblivion, do you want to put 7 on there also? Are we all 3 in
Oh,
agreement?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think that's a safe bet. Chronicles, you don't feel the same about Breath of the Wild.
I do not feel the same about Breath of the Wild. I am adamant in that Twilight Princess is the best Zelda, but that's just me being old school and like being pig-headed and saying I don't like the new style of Zelda games.
Okay.
I mean, I also love Twilight Princess. I do think Twilight Princess is like a very, very good Zelda game. It's like easily, it's probably my third favorite, I'd say. I do think Breath of the Wild like had an impact on gaming that Twilight Princess did not. You know what I mean? Like, essentially, every single game became not a copy, but like was somehow impacted by Breath of the Wild and its open world design, right? With
I guess-
thought everywhere.
I guess building off of that, and by virtue of what I stated on FF7, I guess I can admit and realize that Breath of the Wild is objectively the better game, just because I know the majority of the populace would choose Breath of the Wild over Twilight Princess.
Okay, so we can
Like,
go down that one.
Like I can concede that, even though I don't agree with it. But like that's just like my opinion versus like the rest of the world, right? Like I understand that Twilight Princess wouldn't be on the like everyone's list, but Breath of the Wild probably is.
Okay.
Right.
All right. So it sounds like we have objectively locked in Breath of the Wild and Final Fantasy VII.
Right.
Sounds like it.
Okay. Between your guys' lists, I think there was Fire Emblem, Radiant Dawn, and Pokemon.
Right.
The only
Okay.
stipulation would be gold versus silver, and it sounds like you guys are gonna beat me out for silver. So screw you guys.
I mean, to be fair, they're the same game. Like, it's just literally the difference
Oh,
of
for
Pokemon.
life, jerk.
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
so unless you don't think that one of those shared titles is actually worthy of the overall top 10, is the other thing.
I
Possibly.
don't know. I feel like I don't know. I feel like Pokemon is popular enough that like the majority of gamers probably have a Pokemon game on their top 10 list, right?
Right.
It's just for me and Oblivion, like we're old people and Gen 2 is like our peak Pokemon. Like that's our opinion, but there's probably like newer gamers that heavily disagree with that.
Oh, I'm sure.
If we're talking Pokemon overall, I probably would have argued Platinum.
Which one is Pokemon? Oh, that's the Gen 3 era, right?
4. Same as the Soul games.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, I wasn't playing by then. I was already I didn't come back to Pokemon until Black and White.
Yeah,
So.
I think where I left off with Pokemon was Sapphire, and then I might have okay. My last Pokemon game was actually White, so I got White, and then I stopped playing them for a while, and then I tapped back in at X.
Okay.
So okay, maybe. Well, first of all, are you both very adamant that those two games be on the top 10 list?
I think we should put it there for right now, and then we can maybe like you know what I mean we can cut some stuff and then see where it's at.
Because my next question is going to be: are there any you feel like you want to exclude off bat?
I mean, we could probably exclude Diablo 2 just because that's more of a childhood favorite for me, more so than it is an actual top 10 game.
Okay.
Like the most hours I sank into playing video games between like the ages of 11 and 14 is hands down Diablo 2. I would come home from school, I would get on Diablo 2 with my friends until like midnight and then sleep, pretend to sleep. I would still be thinking about my build or something, and then I'd wake up tired as hell for like 7th grade, go to school, come home, repeat, just play Diablo 2 for the entire like my life.
Diablo 2 is like definitely one of the best games ever made. I don't know, like it's not one of my favorite games, but it is like one of the best games ever made. Like I think that's just like, is it a top 10? That's more arguable, but definitely it's one.
Yeah, like I say, like I can recognize that my personal top 10 isn't an objective top 10. They're just the games I've had the most fun playing growing up. But like Diablo 2, I think is one of the biggest games ever made because like it was very like it's not an MMO, but it kind of competed with World of Warcraft in a sense that like you would go home and it's like either you play Diablo 2 or you play World of Warcraft.
I mean, it essentially created the action RPG the way it is now, right? Like it essentially established that whole archetype, which led to a ton of games like Path of Exile and like the other future Diablo games as well.
I mean, there's such a large cult following for Diablo 2 that it got a resurgence. It got a remake.
Yes,
There's still people to this day playing the classic Diablo 2 as opposed to the remake, but there's just as many people playing the remake.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think some people would argue for that one. I don't know. It's a bit hard to say. I think when it comes to games we can remove, like what can we? Some of the more niche things, probably, right?
I am willing to make some concessions for the group.
Okay.
I am willing to remove Smash Bros. Melee. And I am willing to remove Super Mario RPG. And I am willing to remove Blueprints.
Okay.
I'm going to fight like hell for the other 4. Or 5, so just be aware of that.
Okay.
Now, the other thing I will also mention is that we each get a one-time. So you get a golden ticket that you can send through. So really, if there is one game that like Chronicos and I are just like Oblivion, chud, what are you talking about? You get to be like, actually golden ticket, and it goes on the list no matter what.
Okay.
Oh god. Okay, so we each get to choose one at least.
You get a one time. Yep.
Okay.
Now, do I use it out of spite?
Oh gosh. Oh my
Because
god.
okay, because I know what my spite pick is.
There's
Yeah,
nothing
if
in the
you
rules
want-
that say you can't spite. You can't spite pig. That's legal.
My spite pick would be Zestiria.
Oh, there's no way
But
that game is top 10.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm just saying it'd be funny if I did.
It would be. It would be. I mean, okay, like for me, so my Tails game that's on my list that is Symphonia. I don't think Symphonia is a top 10 game ever. Like, to be fair, I don't.
And I would
but
say the same for Zestiria. It's more
Right.
of a niche group of people that would pick that.
it's just one of my favorite games ever. Like
Exactly,
it's-
yeah.
Right.
So like,
Okay.
for example, the games that KCB made contentions for were like flavor picks, but like the ones he's fighting for are ones he believes are top 10 games.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're life changing to an extent.
Right.
Or had
Like,
such
I
a
have a-
huge cultural impact that like it's undeniable.
Yeah. Like I think I do have a lot of flavor picks on my list. Like for example, I would take Bait and Kato's off. Like there's a niche group that like that game. It's one of my
Yes.
childhood favorite games, but it's not
It's a very
top 10.
cool game. It's a very
It's
cool
not
game.
yeah, it's a cool game and I love it, but it's not a top 10 game, and I can see that, like I can recognize that, and I will say the same thing for Zestiria. We can take that off. And
Okay.
we could say the same thing for The Evil Within, probably. Like The Evil Within is one of my favorite horror survival horror games of all time, but it's not like it's more of a niche pick. You know what I mean? Like it's not a top 10
Right.
game.
Okay.
But
okay.
like polarizing that opinion, I will fight for Resident Evil 4 because I do think that's a top 10 game.
Yeah, okay.
We're getting
I'm
somewhere.
trying to eliminate. Yeah, I'm trying to eliminate all the ones we said. So you said Super Mario RPG, Blueprints. and what's the other
I would take off Super Mario RPG, Blueprints, and Smash Bros. Melee.
one? The funny thing is, I almost want to argue for some of your guys's like.
I look
um,
if we get to that point, I'm happy to bring them back, but I'm
Okay,
also
okay.
happy to like let those fall because I know that like cultural impact wise, they aren't that high.
Yeah, like I think we're admitting that we concede they're not top 10s, but if you can convince us otherwise, I don't think we'll fight you on it because
I wouldn't
Okay.
say they're not top 10. I don't know if they're top 5 though. And that's where
Okay.
I kind of draw the line a little bit where it's like
okay.
cuz I get 3 to maybe go through at most. You know what I mean?
So like out of curiosity, which ones did we drop that you would consider arguing for?
Melee and Diablo 2. That's the ones I'm thinking
Okay.
about. Like,
Yeah.
I think Melee, like, essentially. Yeah, I don't want to because Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat did so much for fighting games, like the actual genre of fighting games. But what Melee did is it made fighting games more approachable for the common person who doesn't like
True.
you know what I mean. Like it made fighting games like more of a multiplayer, all your friends come and hang out at your house play kind of game, right? But at the same time, Melee had the depth for the hardcore players to make tournaments, to actually make a scene around it, right? Which I think is
That's
something
very
so unique for a fighting game, in particular. Because at least for me when I was growing up, like when you did fighting games, it was mostly at arcades is where I typically played fighting games, right? And even then, like it wasn't like a group fun thing. I like let's go get the boys and kick it and play Street Fighter at the arcade. It was more like, hey, I'm at the arcade, let's play some Street Fighter. And I know there's hardcore fighter game people who that's their thing, but I think Melee essentially opened it up to a more general audience. I think that's why it exploded in popularity so much, and also the fact that it took advantage of all the different IPs coming together in one place,
Yep.
right? Those two aspects. And so I do think Melee is like possibly a top 10 game ever, honestly.
You know what? You're
And
talking
for
me
it's
into
not
it.
my top 10. It's not my top 10. It's probably like 15.
Yeah.
We should put it.
It's a
I agree.
it's a
We should
sound
put it back
argument
on the
for it.
list. I'm down.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll put that one as a maybe, right? So we're
Yeah.
talking
I mean-
Diablo and Melee, and we'll put them as maybes, okay?
I agree with your argument for Diablo as well, too, honestly. Like
Yeah.
honestly, Diablo just speaking to Diablo 2, its resurgence is it's not just that it got a remake, it got a new character for the first time in 30 years. There's a new class you can play in Diablo 2 for the first time in 30 years. That means something.
I mean,
we could
yeah.
talk about that too. Like
I think we should. That's a consideration. Okay, let's see what else we can eliminate. Right, let's eliminate a few more things. So Hysteria eliminate. I think we, as much as I love Twilight Princess, I love it, right? I literally have
Yeah.
a poster of it up. I think we have to like, you know, what I mean, like,
I concede that it wouldn't be on a top 10 over Breath of the Wild, so I guess by virtue of that, we have to eliminate it now.
Okay. On my own list, I will give up Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, even though I do think it's one of the best like RPGs. I don't know how to explain it. Like it's such a unique RPG experience, and it's such an amazing game. And I'm really sad they completely changed the entire format of Paper Mario after this. Because in my opinion, it just never went back to the greatness it was in that game. But I can concede I don't think it's a top 10 game ever. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Okay, so we're that. Let's see. What else do we got between us? Is there anything else? Okay, let's do this. Let's choose one of the Souls-like games. I don't think we can fit 3 Souls-like games on there. So let's argue about the Souls.
I'm gonna have to.
So
I'm gonna have to fight against Dark Souls 3 right now. That's what we're talking about.
Souls 3, Bloodborne, and Elden Ring. Those are the 3 we're fighting.
Dude, it's Elden Ring, hands down.
I agree. I think
Well,
it's Elden Ring.
We can jump.
I don't think it's close.
Number 1, we can jump. Case closed.
Do we think? Okay, hold on. This is where I might use my golden ticket. Do you think Bloodborne
Okay.
is
But band for band,
is like
I will
OG?
golden ticket Elden Ring. I'm not even kidding.
Oh my gosh! Oh my god!
We'll have 2 Soulsborns on this thing.
Let's discuss first before we jump to like let's discuss a little bit.
I love how it's just a nuke button that we're all threatening now.
Oh my! I'm not threatening anything. I'm over here. I'm Switzerland, like chilling. So you're saying Bloodborne. You're saying Elden Ring. Does that mean we can eliminate Dark Souls 3?
Probably. Because I would choose Bloodborne over Dark Souls 3.
Okay, so let's eliminate. Okay, that's first step. Good, we made a concession. Okay, let's talk about Bloodborne versus Elden Ring.
Okay, I know, and I can recognize that Bloodborne is, or not, that Elden Ring has a much more, like, wider. What's the phrasing I'm looking for here? It's more appealing to a more variety of gaming styles. Like you could play it casually, you could play it hardcore, you could PvP, you could play offline. Like I recognize it's a lot more appealing and it's got a larger fan base. And Bloodborne is probably more niche. But Bloodborne has got such a hardcore like cult following and that I'm a part of that I can't not fight for it, man. I refuse to drop it.
Have you played Bloodborne, KCB?
No.
It's on his list.
Okay.
It is in my backlog, yeah. All the Soulsborns are technically.
We've all played Elden Ring though, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, from my experience, I've played Bloodborne and I've played Elden Ring. Bloodborne to me is just like, yes, it's very thematic. Yes, it has this very dark and gritty world that it explores very well. But the actual quality of life, I don't know how to explain it. Like for me, I got hard-walled in Bloodborne because the game has one stupid thing that pissed me off, and that's that you have to grind health potions. Like, unlike Elden Ring or some other Dark Souls, right, where you just have a flask that you can regenerate, like you just go somewhere and regenerates the charges. Bloodborne doesn't have that. So I would go in, and I don't know what I'm doing. It's my first fucking Dark Souls, or my Souls game ever, right? And I just get freaking wrecked, right? And then I'm like, okay, cool. Let me go back to fight. And I'm like, wait, I have no healing potions. Let me go kill some random monsters over and over again to get enough materials to get healing potions so I can go back to the area where I got walled at. Do it again. It took me 60 times to get to the first boss because I kept getting walled by dumb things. And I would just lose a health potion and I wouldn't be able to beat it.
So
then,
I guess...
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
So this was the first game I ever streamed, literally. Because my first game I ever streamed was Bloodborne. And I'm playing Bloodborne, and there's me, my friends, some random drunk guy who's trying to give me money. It's hilarious. And I'm fighting against this boss in a cemetery area. And my other friend...
Father Gascoigne?
Maybe, I don't remember his name.
It is.
My friend came in, my other friend, and he goes, hey, why are you fighting the boss there? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he goes, yeah, why are you fighting him next to the cemetery? Just go upstairs. There's a whole empty area to fight in, so that you don't get stuck on the tombstones and die. And my other two friends who are in Discord with me start laughing hilariously because they know I've wasted 2 hours of my life dying on a boss in a stupid fucking tombstone area where I could just went and fought him upstairs, and I literally beat him the next time I tried.
Wow.
Okay, well, to respectfully, this is I'm so looking forward to watching KCB play Bloodborne for the first time, and I've been waiting for it to come up on your docket because I've been wanting to ask you if I could be in call with you while you play.
Oh,
Just because,
oh,
like, while you've been playing Dark Souls 1, right? And there have been times when you would ask chat for help and stuff, and I would be there at the ready because I know Dark Souls 1 but like the back of my hand, and I'd be like, man, it'd be so much easier if I could just be like in call with him. But like Bloodborne, I know better than the back of my hand, and I would love to be there with you.
I'm happy to make a deal on that if we pass Elden Ring through.
Son of a. Okay, we're not done talking about this, but I am willing to make a concession because there is one game on my list that deserves to be in the top 10, and I can recognize that Elden Ring deserves to be in over Bloodborne. But I'm not done arguing.
Okay, and I love that. I love your.
Ring.
I love your passion. I just want to say that. I love your passion.
First of all, I'd like to say, or not like to say, but I am going to say that skill issue on Oblivion's side of things, because
Bro,
like Bloodborne's not a hard game, so
Damn.
no, I'm just kidding. I'm just
that's
kidding.
probably because you played it a billion times. Like,
No,
my
just
first
kidding.
Souls game, and then the problem for me is like, you can't just try. You know what I mean? Like if I could just go do the boss over and over again, it'd be so much better. But the fact that you have to go grind health potions to even get to try the boss just expanded the amount of time I had to waste to even learn things. You know what I mean? Like let me go waste 5 minutes plus to go get some blood, whatever they're called.
Do not play Demon Souls then.
I will. I will.
It is the same.
But for me, that's why Elden Ring is so great, because Elden Ring not only it gives you vials, so you don't have to worry about that. But also, it gives you so many different ways to play the game while having this really deep and rich lore hidden in the world. Right? You also get to learn how to tackle things the way you want. You can go into areas and get completely wrecked by things that are just way stronger than you. The fighting, there's so many different ways to build your character, which I'm pretty sure Bloodborne has that to an extent too. I didn't really get that far in the game, so I'm not sure. But like, I don't know, Elden Ring, like it felt like I was stepping into a world and getting to experience this very harsh and brutal world. But at the same time, I always felt like there was ways for me to do things. I never felt like I was just running my face into a brick wall. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get that.
Good game design. Good game
I'll
design.
concede that Bloodborne has good game design. You just have to also be good at the game, all right? So
yeah, except for all the really bad parts of the game design that they chose.
Look, I'll concede that Elden Ring should be on the list, and Bloodborne is more of a like cult classic. It's more of like there are very vocal people that love the game and have been waiting for many years for either a remake or a remaster or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just we're huffing copium every time there's like a new state of play. But anyways, it's
That sounds like an Elden Ring pass.
Okay, Elden Ring 3. Okay, cool.
Love that.
Okay, next. What else do we have that we can? What should we argue about next?
Yeah.
What game?
What Oblivion, what game do you want to go to the wall for?
I haven't one yet. I don't know. I got my favorite games, like my big 2 through, so I don't feel too bad. Let me concede. I'll concede a game here. Okay. I'll concede a game.
Okay. Noble of you.
I will let Final Fantasy X not be a top 10, even though I think it is one of the best RPGs ever made. Has some of the best storytelling. Just pretend the sequel doesn't exist and you're good. But I do think I don't think we should have a ton of Final Fantasies on the list, even though my own personal list is composed of many Final Fantasies.
Yeah.
So I am willing to concede 10 because I do think 7 is better, even though 10 is amazing.
As a side shot to this conversation, I did get a lore video recommended to me today about how the worlds of 7 and 10 are interconnected.
Yes.
Which I thought was cool.
Yes. It's a very cool Easter egg. Yeah.
Yeah, I do love Auron. Auron is one of my favorite characters throughout the entire Final Fantasy series all time. and I had a friend in high school who loved Final Fantasy X. That was like his game. He was also the one that introduced me to Metal Gear, by the way.
Oh,
But I think if we're comparing 7 to 10, like 7 is a much more cultural phenom than I think 10 would be.
yes.
Even though they're both like, in terms of the series in general, like 10 and 7 are pretty much juggernauts, I think.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, definitely. 10, 7, 14 are probably like the top three, like grossing games in like
Yeah.
yeah.
So which ones do we have conceded again? I know I took out Super Mario and Blueprints.
So I'll start. Yeah, so we have Bloodborne, Dark Souls, Baden Kaitos, Twilight Princess, Tales of Hysteria, The Evil Within, The Blueprints, Super Mario RPG, Tales of Symphonia, Paper Mario 5S10, and then Diablo 2 and Melee are like in contention essentially.
Okay.
Okay, so do we want to make an argument for one of your games, Casey? Like maybe I don't know, Metal Gear Solid 2.
God. Dude, Metal Gear Solid 2 made me change the way I thought about like how games were plotted and scripted, and it was kind of like, I don't want to say reality shattering, because I mean Metal Gear 1 had that thing where you had to like move your controller input to the other one so that Psycho Mantis wouldn't like understand, like predict your attacks and stuff like that, which was already like, dude, Kojima, what are we even doing, bro? But then Metal Gear Solid 2 hit, and it was just like, it made me rethink a lot of things about how I thought game story could progress. But I think in general, Metal Gear stories in general, at least the first few, had been kind of in that capacity too. But I think Metal Gear Solid 2 was probably the peak of that, even though in a weird way, similar to like Final Fantasy 7 and 8, Metal Gear 3 means more to me than Metal Gear 2 does in a weird way. But I think objectively, Metal Gear Solid 2 was like the more uh, generationally impact kind of like title that people should experience.
Gotcha.
But I also understand that it's not everybody's cup of tea. So a lot of the games that we have, there's like platformers, there's RPGs, there's like open world builders, stuff like that. Stuff that's very accessible. I feel like in terms of accessibility, uh, Metal Gear Solid 2 as a whole may not be everybody's shtick, if that makes sense.
Do you think it is like a top 10 game? Like your taste aside, like do you think like this is like a?
I don't know if everyone should play it, but I think everyone should watch a playthrough of it. Does that make sense?
Maybe. I to this day, personally, I've never played a Metal Gear Solid game.
Wow. Okay.
Just because when I've seen gameplay of it, I think to myself it's a little bit too slow paced for my liking. But if the story's good, like I could watch a playthrough of it. Like I could watch somebody play it, but like if I feel like if I played it personally, I'd probably be bored.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. I can tell you the ones that I feel very passionate about.
Just for some context, right now we are at 10 games. We need to cut down to 5.
Yeah. Oh god. I feel pretty passionate about Expedition 33 and Minecraft.
Okay.
Minecraft? Wait, hold
That's
on.
what I was gonna say. I
talk about Minecraft.
so I understand that Minecraft is like one of the biggest games ever to ever exist, and it's a completely generational game that has completely changed so much for so many people.
We wouldn't have Pokopia without it. Think about that.
Sure.
Pokopia rated higher than Resident Evil 9. Just saying. To throw that out
there. In ratings. But for me, I'm not part of that generation, right? So for me, in my top 10, like Minecraft is so not even remotely like close to top 10. Like to me, that is like a Zoomer game, right?
Okay,
I understand
let me
a lot of people will blaspheme, but
let me put this in a way that would make sense. for Minecraft is popular with people who do not have money. People who have money to spend would not spend it on Minecraft. Because the people
You
who
say children? What do you?
I'm sorry. Are
No.
you poor shaming people right now?
I'm just saying the people who are older that play games have jobs now, and those people would not play Minecraft.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna, if this does not make the list, I'm gonna put that comment out of context in the Twitter post and let people roast you for it.
Dang. I mean,
just-
personally, you're gonna have to fight for this one, Casey, because first, I would never ever put on Minecraft on any list that I
Yeah,
ever
see,
made.
this is where your own rules are gonna bite you in the ass because me and Oblivion are against it. You have to convince us.
I don't know that I want to if y'all are that vehemently against it. I think I'd rather focus
Or
on
you have-
something else.
I mean,
Okay,
or you
okay.
could just
And then
use
I'll
your
just
gold.
golden ticket the bitch and it'll be fine.
Oh,
Okay.
well, I mean, if you gold it, you gold it. There's
Or I
nothing you can do
won't. And I'll just keep you guessing all the
Okay.
time.
Okay.
about it. I mean, personally, there's only one game left here that I'm going to use my gold ticket on.
Interesting. Okay.
But I don't know if I should tell you guys. I'm pretty
Let's
sure.
try to eliminate some stuff first. Okay, so can we eliminate Metal Gear Solid 2?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
I'm sad about it
So
though.
Minecraft is. We'll put Minecraft in contention for right now. How about that? Okay.
So Minecraft is in the void with Diablo 2
and Melee.
And Melee.
Oh
Okay.
god, that
Okay.
feels so weird to say out loud and to hear it. Just to put those three
Okay.
together. That's wild.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I guess Steve is in Melee or in the new.
He is.
I mean,
Oh,
And
I hate
Alex.
it. And he also ruined the competitive scene, to be fair. So that tells you a lot.
Yep. Yeah.
Bro,
Steve
Sephiroth. Are you kidding me? Sephiroth.
Sephiroth's not broken. He's not broken.
He can attack you from half the stage, dog.
Yeah, but he's not even in the meta.
Every single competitive player
Hates
says
Steve.
Sephiroth is mid AF.
Yeah, Steve
Wow.
is broken.
And Steve and Min Min are like the broken ones you never want to play against.
Min Min?
Yep. Because Min Min can activate her smash attacks, and they have so much range. She's like the queen of what do you call it? Edge guarding. Because while you're off stage and you're trying to get back on stage, her smash attacks can just not only do they have range, she can change the trajectory of them, so you just cannot get back on stage, and she just kills you.
This is why Melee is on my list and not Ultimate. I'm just saying.
But Ultimate's Cloud. Okay. So right now, for Chronicles' list, we have Diablo in contention. We have Resident Evil 4 still to discuss. For KCB, we got Expedition 33 and Mario to discuss. We have Minecraft and Melee in contention. So I guess in my list, we should put something in contention or eliminate.
Yeah.
So I got StarCraft, World of Warcraft, and Monster Hunter. So
Okay, I can see an argument for World of Warcraft, but
Yeah.
StarCraft feels niche.
Ooh.
So okay, yeah, I'll talk about StarCraft then. So StarCraft, why StarCraft is on my list personally is because that was my college life literally, and
Yeah.
StarCraft as a game was the game that essentially it was League of Legends and StarCraft that made esports. Those
Yeah.
were the two games. Those were literally the two games that created esports. Now obviously League of Legends is the one that lasted.
Yeah.
But StarCraft 2 is just such an amazing game because it not only took so much skill level, but there was so much personality. You could literally watch somebody play and know who that person is just by the way they move their units or they built their buildings or how they macroed and microed. And the game was just so phenomenally amazing at the highest levels of tournament. I would literally stay up till 1 in the morning, or I would stay up till 1 and then up to 4 to watch these tournaments called GSL, which are Korean tournaments, because the Koreans are typically the best players. Though there are some other people as well, but and so StarCraft for me is this. It's I guess it was 2010, I think 2009, 2010, where it essentially created esports, and so that's why I felt like it was a top 10 game. I can concede that it has not stood the test of time, right? So I think I can concede that, but I do just want to give it a shout out for that, because I do still think we really don't have RTS has essentially died with StarCraft. We really don't have an RTS that really is at the center of the gaming like they used to be.
Yeah.
There are games that are trying to do that, but
there's still some RTSs that are played I guess an honorable mention I should shout out is Age of Empires and Age of Mythology.
Mm.
Right. I mean, those are fun RTS, but they're not like
They're not
like StarCraft was like the central of gaming for a while. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
they're not like hyper competitive like something like
Right.
StarCraft would have been, but
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm willing to give up on StarCraft. Warcraft, though, I think World of Warcraft. I think when you talk about World of Warcraft, you can really talk about it in a few different eras because it's a 22-year-old game, which is crazy. What I really want to talk about is like the OG World of Warcraft, not World of Warcraft now, because World of Warcraft now is. I have a lot of things to say about that game, but the OG World of Warcraft was really a game that was different than anything else at the time because it essentially gave us a whole new world to explore while giving us social media before social media existed essentially.
Yeah.
Like that was a place where you could communicate with anyone in the world. And not only that, like you could have a completely different like set of objectives and values compared to real life. So like it gave people a place to essentially express themselves and to like validate themselves within a game while also being able to like learn about different things and experience this whole new world, which was something that just didn't exist at the time in 2004 to this extent, right? Like we had EverQuest before this, but EverQuest was so niche compared to World of Warcraft, where it had like 12 million players at its height. So I think World of Warcraft not only like did that, it is the game that literally made MMOs like mainstream, right? It's about like you can't talk about the history of video games and not mention World of Warcraft. Like it's just impossible. You know what I mean?
I can build on that a little bit. I never I have played World of Warcraft, but I've never personally invested time into World of Warcraft because I had my friend group growing up was into World of Warcraft, but I never had like I was my family was like poor growing up, so I didn't have like the PC or the laptop or whatever I needed to play these games. But whenever I go to my friend's house, his family was well off, so like not only did I have a PC, he had a laptop, and his laptop could run the game. So when I went over to his place, he would let me play the game on his laptop while he and our other buddies would play on whatever they had. And so I've played it. I didn't play it to the extent that everyone else did because I could only play it like when I would go over every other weekend or whatever, right? Whereas they would play it every single night. So like I could recognize that it kind of revolutionized gaming in the sense that like you could literally create a second life online via a video game, right?
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
it's like Oblivion said, it's social media before social media. You could create a whole other persona on the internet via a video game, and that's really cool. So like I can agree that World of Warcraft deserves to be on the top 10 despite it not being on my own list.
Do you know what game you can make a game inside of it? Minecraft.
Oh, stop it.
Oh my
Go
god.
away.
Oh my god.
Just put it out there. You know.
Okay. We'll put World of Warcraft in contention for now. How about?
I think it deserves. I mean, I agree with you. I think it should be on the list.
Oh, okay. Okay. So then it's just KCB. What do you?
Okay. First off, I second your sentiments towards StarCraft. I played StarCraft 2, No Life, in college, and it was the same friend that introduced me to Metal Gear Solid 2 and loved Final Fantasy X. Fun fact. But yeah, it's sad that it didn't really stand the test of time. I think about games like Warcraft in the view of like Final Fantasy 14 and all of the MMOs that would come after it, because that was like kind of the original, right?
Yeah.
And I have a hard time thinking of many games that have more, I guess, industry impact than that, for good and bad, like skins and in-game economies and all of the the crazy stuff that would spiral into where we are now. I can recognize that it is probably top 10 worthy.
Okay.
But I will say I'm looking at Oblivion's list. That's 5 out of 10 in the overall now.
I gave up some. I'm trying to be reasonable.
I
mean, maybe Oblivion just knows what's up.
But my point is, when I think about that, I'm like, Warcraft versus Pokemon Silver.
I mean, I feel like we have to have some Pokemon. We just chose Silver. Really, it's just Pokemon in general, right? I think it's impossible to not have a Pokemon game. Pokemon's the biggest
You could-
IP to ever exist.
we could just say like Pokemon, like the conventional video game, not like all the spin-offs and stuff, but like, the Pokemon got
Right, like in general.
Like there are people that play, like there are people who say like, well, Gen 3, 4, 5, whatever. Like
right,
it's just
everyone.
You and I are adamant for Gen 2 because that's what we ultimately grew up playing. But
Right.
Well, and
I mean, we both. I think all three of us grew up playing Gen 1. But Oblivion and I, when we played Gen 2, we're like, this is just peak. This is better.
Right.
So is that in spirit though? Like does Elden Ring just represent Soulsborns at that point?
I mean, I think all of these kind of do that to an extent, right?
Like Breath of the Wild can represent
Breath of the Wild is like Zelda essentially, right? Like there's an extent where this is kind of covering a series to an extent, but we are trying to like choose what we think is the best of that like block. You know what I mean?
I think Radiant Dawn is not going to be on anyone else's top 10 list.
Except for us.
It's just because Oblivion and I are like that adamant that it's that good of a game that we just force it on the top 10 list. But I don't think it's going to be on like.
I mean, KCB's a Tellius bro too.
It wasn't on my list, respectfully.
But you are a Tellius bro.
Yeah, but it's not on my list.
I think we can all objectively agree that a Fire Emblem game won't be on anyone's definitive top 10 list. But Oblivion and I played Radiant Dawn so much growing up. At least
but should it be a game that everybody plays?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
I would contend that it's not.
Oh man.
By comparison, that's a flavor pick to some of the other titles on here. I would put Diablo 2 over Radiant Dawn. Straight up.
I think it's funny that KCB made the game, but he's good. There's two of us.
Look, I mean, are you?
I get what you're saying, but like,
you're right. Like, yeah, sure, you're right. If we were to make a definitive top 10 list of games, anyone that is aspiring to be a gamer should play. Is Radiant Dawn on that list? Probably not, but it's on ours. You better believe it's going to be on ours.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. It's hard to say like what's the actual top 10 games and what's our favorite.
Look,
games,
I'm not facing public flogging for this because my list is goated. Y'all are gonna get
I'm fine. I'm fine with game. I don't care.
Y'all will get the quote tweets on this.
That's fine.
Okay,
will be the first time.
Yeah, I think we've all done very well and have been very mature in making contentions and recognizing certain things and whatever on our own personal picks. It's just we're not going to move on Radiant Dawn, and you're just going to have to deal with it.
Okay, I'm not going to move on Minecraft, so deal with that.
Okay. Well, you're going to have to use your whatever.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay. So we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games in contention with 4 spots.
Well, technically 1.
1 spot?
Yeah, because if each of us have a one time, then that means we only have to really make 7.
But I might not force one of my through the list.
We might not.
Well, half of your damn list is on there, Oblivion. What do you mean?
Okay.
I'll be honest. The rest of Oblivion's list, Monster Hunter and Tales, flavor picks, 100%.
Well, I could see the Tales.
Oh, you did? Okay. I've been.
Well, let's talk about Monster Hunter. Is that really a top 10?
I think Monster Hunter is. I don't know if it's a top 10 game ever. It's top 10 for me, and I think it's top 10 for a lot of people who enjoy that type of game. I think it has one of like the best like game cycles or game loops, I guess I should say, right, of all time. It's by far the best Monster Hunter. I don't think it's even close. And to me, it's the evolution of what MMOs could have been, where it's less about a shared world and more about like a shared co-op experience. Like it's like to me, it's like a peak co-op game essentially, right? And it combines a lot of stuff like that MMOs had like raids and stuff like that, and like big boss fights, so it has like the Dark Souls elements as well. And I think that's why Monster Hunter's done so well until they flopped with Wilds. To be fair, that's a whole different discussion. But I am willing to concede that Monster Hunter Iceborne is not a top 10 game ever. It's my top, it's my third favorite game ever. But I can see how somebody else would like. I wouldn't force everyone to play Monster Hunter Iceborne because I don't think it's for everyone.
Okay.
See, I'm being reasonable. See.
Half his list is on the board.
It's good that we can all be reasonable.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm glad that Chronicos is Canadian and being the peacemaker right now. That's all I'm gonna say. We needed this energy in the call.
Okay. So we have 3 games in contention, 3 games not in contention. So let's discuss the 3 games not in contention and see if we can get like any of them eliminated or not.
Okay, which one on Chronicos' board are left? We have Batten Kaitos, Resident Evil, and Diablo.
No. That's gone. Here, let me.
I think it's just RE4 and Diablo for me.
This will probably be easier for me. You guys can see it. So it's just Resident Evil 4 that hasn't been talked about, and then Diablo's in contention, and then for you, Minecraft and Melee are in contention, and then Expedition 33 and Mario we haven't talked about yet. And then mine are all either done or out. So do we want to talk? What do we want about Resident Evil 4? I guess.
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay, we can talk about Resident Evil 4. So, Resident Evil 4 revolutionized Resident Evil because every Resident Evil after 4 is modeled after Resident Evil 4. Because like Resident Evil 4 was the first one to kind of be third, at least I think it was third person over the shoulder, like full on action game while retaining the survival horror aspects of what Resident Evil is. And then moving forward, like RE5, RE6, RE7, RE8, RE9, they've all adopted that model of like you can upgrade your weapons, you get money, you find things, you sell them. They kind of all followed that design model. They didn't all do it equally as well. Like RE6 is the joke that we don't talk about. But it's just the fact that they all were modeled after that game moving forward. It's just shows how well received it was and how revolutionizing it was.
Definitely. I don't think it was just Resident Evil, right? We got a lot of shooter games moving to third person.
Yeah, definitely. You got Gears of War
right.
War as well, right?
Yep.
What else came out after that? I mean, there's
Right. To me, that's the only Resident Evil game I've played, and I feel like it's the peak of horror games. I also don't like horror games, to be fair, though. But like the combination of action, combat, and horror, I think was like best implemented in that game.
I think the fact that you don't even like horror games, but you think Resident Evil 4 is like a great game, speaks volumes to how good of a game it actually is.
Yeah, definitely. Like that's not my genre, but I literally went to go play that game because it was so good. So I definitely think at the least it's in contention. Like
I've never played a Resident Evil game. I have watched all playthroughs of every game, and before 9 came out, I watched a 10-hour lore video connecting all of them.
Wow. Awesome. Okay.
That's awesome.
So I will contend that it, even if you're not going to play it, it does a really good job of piquing my curiosity personally. And I feel like other people may feel that way too. I mean, I feel like there's a reason why people know the name, not just because there's like, over 10 games in the series or whatever total, but I think it's kind of a fundamental name. I would be willing to put a Resident Evil game on the list. I don't have personal insight into which one would be the best. But I
think it's 4.
If it's 4, I'm down.
I think there are people that would argue for other games, but I'm not one of those people. I argue for.
I argue for. I've never played 9 to be fair, so I don't know. But for me, it would be 4.
Yeah, I mean, maybe in the future someone would argue 9, and it might be me, but it's not me right now. I'm arguing for 4.
Okay. Well, I think we all agree then. Let's put 4 on. Okay. So Chronicles list is done. We have contention for Diablo. We'll come back to that. So we have Expedition 33 and Mario. Now the thing about Mario is we don't have any. Do we have any platformers on this yet?
No, which is why it should probably be on the list, right?
I've never played Odyssey. I've played a lot of Mario games, but I've never played Odyssey.
Have you played? Have you played 64?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
This is better than 64.
Okay, I'll be honest. For me, the games that I love about Mario are the 2D. Like my favorite Mario game ever is Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Like to me, that is peak Mario.
Yeah.
Like, nothing's ever come close. So like the 3D platformers like 64 and Sunshine and Odyssey, they're cool, but they've never really piqued my interest enough to play many of them. I've played like 2, I think.
I'm gonna give you a recommendation to bridge the gap there. Play Super Mario 3D World.
I think I have that one. I think I
Yeah,
did play that.
if you
Oh,
have,
that's
if you
yeah,
haven't, it's god tier. It's so good,
Okay.
100%. I
I think
think
for me, when it comes to Mario, I enjoyed Sunshine the most growing up. I played the most Sunshine out of all the Mario games.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I can't get past the
That makes
camera
sense.
thing with Sunshine. It mechanically, Sunshine, and I just recently played Mario Galaxy for the first time in 2026, which it looks great and it feels nice, but bro, the camera angle and like it, oh god, it is definitely a mechanic of the time situation. I think where obviously now we have like better camera tracking on stuff like that, but like if
Right.
oh god, the visually it's so clunky, like trying to like navigate around
That's a
that.
valid argument. 'Cause I have no reservations of saying 64 over Sunshine because I think 64 is objectively one of the best games ever made. Everybody our age has played Mario 64.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So that's obviously in contention as well.
Unfortunately, 64 isn't on our original list, so it's not.
Right.
I put Odyssey over 64.
That says a lot. I haven't played Odyssey.
Odyssey is
Okay,
the
let's talk about-
first Mario game I 100%ed.
Oh wow. Okay.
There's like,
So last one we haven't discussed is Expedition 33.
oh my
We've all
god,
played this, correct?
how do you even? Yeah,
Yep.
I think we all agree it's a phenomenal game.
Yeah.
There's a reason why it's Game of the Year.
Yeah. It's not
except
the game of the year, but
It-
do you
it-
think it's top 10 games ever? That's what I'm trying to.
yes,
I agree.
Okay, well, I'm gonna be the other. I guess I'll be the other voice in the room. I think it's an amazing game. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a phenomenal game. It's absolutely, but I do think like everybody's still in their honeymoon phase, where you know, I mean, it's a recent game. You're still high on the game, which is good because it's been a year, right? So that is a good note. But I don't think it's a top 10 game ever. Maybe top 20, maybe. But
So
top
I
10, no,
I don't-
I don't think so.
I don't know, but is their battle mechanic, has it been done before? Like where
Oh,
you can dodge and parry in like a turn-based combat?
It's called Super Mario RPG.
yeah. They did technically have time attacks in RPG.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. You know what? That's true. I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's fair.
Expedition 33. I think what Expedition 33 is best at is that it's a very novel, right? It's a very unique idea. But what it really is it's a love letter to all different types of old school RPGs, like Final Fantasy VII, like Super Mario RPG,
Okay.
right? And taking all those things and combining it in this very unique and interesting world, with some great presentation.
Okay, you know what? I will. Okay, the Canadian come out of me, surprise, surprise. But I will concede that Oblivion makes a very valid argument. In that, I would say is Expedition 33 the game to get you into that genre? No, I think if you play. Like, if you played Final Fantasy VII, which is on our list, and you loved it, then yeah, you should go play Expedition 33. So I think by that virtue, I can agree with Oblivion in saying that it's not a top 10 game.
I literally live my life by the mantra for those who come after now. It has changed my world philosophy.
Well, I'm gonna
Genuinely.
I'm gonna read that.
I get it. I'm just saying. I feel like everyone's still in that honeymoon. I don't know. Like I feel like will this be a game we're talking about in 20 years? Right.
Yes.
That's my question. Right.
It will be.
Those who come,
Yeah.
I don't know.
just for
So
those
you
who
would okay? Let me ask this then. So now that every game's in contention, let's say all these games are in contention, right? So we have Mario, we have Minecraft, we have Diablo, and Melee. Those are the games in contention, right?
So I
five
guess at this point, we're at the
we need to
point
eliminate two. We have to eliminate two.
we could eliminate
So-
two, or we could make it easy and just say we're at the point where all three of us still have our golden buzzers.
We do, yeah.
But let's see if we can you know we can do a little bit.
Oblivion really
Right?
doesn't want us to use our one times. Straight up.
I mean, I don't mind us doing that, but I feel like it's anticlimactic, right? Like,
Yeah.
so-
It is. To be fair,
Okay.
it's anticlimactic.
Do you think Expedition 33 is better than the other 4 games?
modernly, yes, but does it like historically
Well,
I don't
in
know.
all contexts, right? In all contexts, if you had to choose a top 10 best game out of these 4 games, or 5 games, sorry, I can't count.
I would absolutely take it over Radiant Dawn or Pokemon.
Wait, not the ones we already decided on.
I would
out of these
literally
5.
take any of the 4 remaining over those 2, straight up.
I understand, like I get that, but like I think you're outvoted on that one.
Then it's not a top 10. All right. Anyway,
It is top 10. I mean, it's 2 out, right? There's 3 of us. If 2 of us agree, then yeah.
You
guys are gonna tell me you're gonna tell me Smash Bros. Melee less significant, less important for people to play than Radiant Dawn.
Man, your own rules bit you in the ass. Move on.
Look, it doesn't have to be that way. I'm just saying.
No, it's through.
No, I think we agree. I think we understand. We just don't.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm trying to get. Can we agree though? Like, do you 2 agree that Expedition 33 deserves it over these other 4 games? Because it makes the list, right?
Okay, I agree that it deserves it over like a game like Minecraft, but that's just me like being biased, I guess.
What about all? Okay, like all.
Okay,
like,
you guys picking Pokemon or Radiant Dawn is also being biased. So let's not pretend at this point that bias is not a factor. Yeah,
it is. Of course, I'm not saying it's not.
I mean,
like for me though, would I put Expedition 33 over these games? I would put Expedition 33 over Mario and Minecraft, and possibly Diablo. I don't know. For me, it would probably be number 10 for me. That's where I would put it.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that.
That's where I would put it at personally. So what about you guys?
I think it deserves to be on. Okay, if it does deserve to be on the list, it's probably like in chronological order. It would be at 10, just because it doesn't have the one. It doesn't have the nostalgia factor, and 2, it didn't really revolutionize any of the gaming genres like the other games on the list did. Radiant Dawn not included, but screw you. But it deserves the spot on the list, just not for any of the defining reasons that we've outlined for the other games.
Okay, so I guess what would your 3 remaining left, and we can see if there's overlap, right? Now
my 3 remaining is probably the same as yours. Like I would go Diablo 2, Melee, E33.
That's what I would do too. Okay, what about you, KCB?
I would put Melee through.
Okay, so we all agree on Melee, so we can put Melee through.
Right, we all agree on Melee. All right.
Okay, easy. Okay. Well, okay, now that's 1 gone. What about? So we have 2 spots left.
So Brian, I guess is it fair to say that you would want Minecraft and E33 like out of what's remaining here?
This is the difficult part. Because those outside of Elden Ring, like my top 4, probably Elden Ring, E33, Minecraft, and Odyssey for various reasons.
Okay.
And now I'm in a position where
you have to pick one or the other.
Gotta pick that.
Yeah.
You gotta choose one of your babies.
If it makes you feel any better, Oblivion and I, it sounds like we're ready to let E33 on the list.
Yeah.
But then it's gonna be a battle between Minecraft and Diablo 2. And I think Oblivion. What's gonna happen is Oblivion and I are gonna we're gonna out buzzer you 2 buzzers to 1, and Diablo's gonna get Minecraft.
I think so, yeah.
I think we put Odyssey and E33 on for 9 and 10.
Nope.
Because I think you have a very hard time arguing this list when you say, well, a Pokemon game has to be on there, and not have a Mario game. By your own standards.
I kind of agree with you.
By your own standards. Mario been around a hell of a lot longer than Pikachu. Just saying.
A very compelling argument.
I'm just
saying. I agree. I actually agree. I agree with Mario. E33, I do like personally out of that, but
Okay, hear me out.
Yeah, okay, good.
Brian made a very compelling argument. He used our own standards against
Logic.
us. Yeah, he used our own logic against us, like we used his
Right.
rules against him. So fair play, very fair play. I can agree with Mario being on the list, but now when it comes to these final three, I now don't want to put E33 on the
Right.
list
It's saying.
because it doesn't have the it just doesn't have the accolades that the other games have that allowed them to be on the list. You know what I mean?
For me, I just feel like E33 is a great game. It's a fantastic game, and I can easily see how
Absolutely.
somebody.
Yeah.
I could easily see how somebody that's their favorite game ever. I get it, but for me, like it doesn't have the other things that like. I don't want to argue for Minecraft. Oh my god, I don't want to argue for Minecraft. But like Minecraft has definitely had a cultural revolution for younger people, right? I
Right.
hate it, but it's true.
Yeah.
And I can say the same with Diablo, where it literally created a genre, essentially.
Yeah.
E33 to me is just the best version of an existing genre that really perfected so many elements of other games.
Yeah.
While also spitting in the face of AAA. Which, you know what? Touche.
Could you not say that Minecraft gave birth to things like Stardew Valley, Pokopia?
No, that was what you call it? That was oh my god, the N64 game. Harvest Moon.
Harvest Moon?
Harvest Moon. Yeah. But you know what? To counter argue your argument, by virtue of saying it gave birth to those games, and those games should also be in contention for top 10, which they are not.
Well, Harvest Moon or
No, like Stardew Valley and like.
Oh. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people put Stardew Valley in their top 10.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Huh.
I feel like I love that.
Dude, that was.
I mean, I don't know. That's not my kind of game, so I wouldn't.
That was like
Same.
the COVID comfort game of a generation.
That and
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing.
You know what? If we're gonna use COVID comfort game as an argument for Minecraft, then we have to put Genshin Impact in the argument.
Oh, I wouldn't say it was. I wouldn't say Minecraft was COVID era.
When
was Minecraft made?
Like,
when was that?
2009 or 10, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I have no idea because
it has resurgence, like frequently.
Okay. Oh, I mean, it's a game that like it's like Pokemon in some ways, where like it can continuously capture a new younger audience, right? Because I have my nephew and niece play Minecraft, and they're they're super young.
So
it has that element. I understand. I just hate Minecraft, and I know that's irrational and stupid, but that's just how I feel. I'm never gonna play on my feet.
That's my same for me.
Where I'm sitting, I think Minecraft has incredible cultural impact. Expedition 33 has a message that I think everyone should play and experience.
Agreed.
And that's why I am torn. And then Mario is kind of like the legacy, which is why that was also.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of, and we also don't have a platformer. It's kind of hard to not.
Yeah, and I mean that's why we kind of.
Not that we're arguing for Odyssey for or against at this point, but
right.
I was trying to explain my thought process.
But I think
I
ultimately conceded Odyssey to be on the list because we agree it has that legacy aspect to it that like
legacy and also like platforming, right? Like it's kind of hard to not have a platformer. And even though I haven't played this one, if you're saying it's the best platformer of its genre, then I'll concede that to you. Yeah,
I've never played. I think the newest Mario I've played is Galaxy. Galaxy 1.
Yeah, same.
And it wasn't. I didn't like it. Like it didn't vibe with me the same way 64 Sunshine did. But like it wasn't bad. I just didn't like it that much.
Yeah, I mean it was good. It was good. I just I don't know. Like for me, I always loved the side-scrolling platformers more. My personal favorite platformer is Donkey Kong. I love Donkey Kong.
Yeah, me too. I was a big Donkey Kong kid.
Yeah, so
I kind of grew up on Donkey Kong too.
Yeah, Donkey Kong Country too. Yep.
You know what? In an effort to mend U.S.-Canadian relations,
oh my gosh,
I am willing to give final say to Chronicos on whichever of the last three is there. He can just put it through. because I'm looking at the numbers from our list, and even though y'all are on
Right.
some kind of crazy weed putting Radiant Dawn and Pokemon Silver through here, I know there's more lack on Chronicos' end. And so
Right, we both have 5. We both have 5.
whether or not he wants to put Diablo 2 through, I think should be his decision.
I'm putting Diablo 2 through just because it wasn't just a comfort gate for me growing up. I don't think this is a personal pick. I think that this is a game that would be on a lot of people's list. Just because, like Oblivion said, it defined a genre, and a lot of our like action RPG games moving forward were modeled off of Diablo 2 and kind of built off of Diablo 2 and just made it better. You know what I mean? And yeah,
it established a genre.
Yeah, and its popularity, it's not just a cult following, like its popularity is growing to this day because it got a resurgence, like it got that resurrected remake. Like Diablo 2 specifically, Diablo 3, I don't know how popular it was, but Diablo 3 was not. I never even played it because it just
really? So Diablo 3 was very popular, but it was not Diablo 2. Like it was just not. It was a botched mess. Yeah.
And Diablo 4, as I understand it, kind of flopped. There's a reason why they're like doubling up in Diablo 2 because that's their cash cow. That's the one everybody wants to play. I mean, so much so that it got a new class after 30 years. That's not something we can't discuss. You know what I mean? Like, after 30 years, you can go back to Diablo 2 and play as a new, never before seen class. And that makes me so excited for the future because, like, they could make they have this, they've shown that they're willing to create more content for a 30-year-old game. Like, we could get more classes outside of the Warlock. Like, they could create a new expansion if they wanted to. Like, they've already said they're not done working on Diablo 2.
I don't trust them, but yeah, maybe.
I don't really trust them either, but I'm excited.
Yeah. I mean, also, like, the spiritual successors, Path of Exile 2, are, like, very, very big games. And they're both literally made because they hated Diablo 3. Like, the guys who made it were like, Diablo 3 sucks, let me make our own game.
I mean, just to, like, give the middle finger to Blizzard, Path of Exile should probably replace Diablo 2 on the list, but Path of Exile exists because of Diablo 2, and for that reason alone, Diablo 2 has to be on the list.
Okay.
So what's the final? Give me the final.
This is not in any order, right?
Yeah.
Just Final Fantasy 7, Pokemon, in quotes, Gen 2.
No, you got to pick one. You got to pick one.
Okay. Pokemon Silver.
Okay.
I'll put Pokemon Silver.
That's good.
But what if
Soul Silver, right? Soul Silver, because we both said remakes.
Soul Silver is Gen 4, which I think is the greatest gen, for what's worth.
Okay, so look, we're all in agreement then.
It's not top 10 all time though, respectfully. Anyway, continue. Okay. Final Fantasy 7.
Breath of the Wild. Elden Ring. World of Warcraft. Resident Evil 4. Super Smash Bros. Melee. Mario Odyssey and Diablo 2.
Okay. That will be the list. That will be the official list that defines us and our podcast and perhaps our very short-lived friendship. And we will let the internet decide.
Hold on.
Hey, I just want to say, you decided this format. I thought we were just going to come on and be like nerd out about our favorite top 10 favorites. I didn't know it was going to come
Yeah, no. There's got to be drama, guys. Come on.
Sure, fair. You know what? That's fair. Oblivion, specifically, you have to put Lord of Destruction because they're two different games.
Right.
Well, Lord of Destruction is the expansion, but Lord of Destruction is the one you play.
Right. I'll put World of Warcraft Wrath of Lich King.
Boy, so complicated for a greatest game of all time. I don't know. Crazy.
You got 5 of your games. We both of us got 5 of our games on the list.
I technically got the most through, I think. Because, like, I had the least number of shared. So I had the most standalones that went through, I think. Yeah.
You got 2 through. Chronicos got 2 through. And I got 1 through.
Oh, was it only 2?
Overlap.
No, I got 3.
Which one?
Elden Ring, Odyssey, and Smash Bros.
See, what are you complaining about? You did fine.
I'm not complaining.
To be honest, like most of these games I got through were games that I wanted to put. They're in my top 20. You know what I mean? Like
on the contrary, I think my list is superior, and I think the number at the end of the day proves that.
I think we all feel that way though.
Exactly.
We'll let the internet decide, and
That's why
Let
we
the
then
internet decide.
they
That's why
can.
we had to argue, create this drama, and consolidate into one messy list.
Yeah,
Yep.
I can't wait
Yep.
for the number of people to be like, "Really, blueprints on God?"
I don't know what it is, so I can't even argue for or against
And
it.
then
So
It's
all of the 17-year-olds would be like, "Really,
okay.
Minecraft?"
Do you want me to explain what blueprints is real quick
sure, go
for the
it.
people that want to know? So, you inherit this mansion, and every day the rooms change. Each time you walk into a room, you draft a different type of room with entrances and exits and different buffs.
Okay.
So it's a rogue kind of. Uh, and then throughout the mansion, you enter different rooms and you solve different puzzles throughout the rooms. And then every day resets, so you have to like continue solving the puzzle while still building out the floor plan of this place in certain ways. And there's different areas you unlock. It's a lot, but there's a lot of like hidden lore that's hidden as well, and it's made by a single dude, and it took like a really long time. And
Cool.
I appreciate a true indie game because, like, let's be honest, Expedition 33 was not really an indie game, right? It was
No. Yeah. No.
respectfully, it's a masterpiece, but it's not an indie game.
Yeah, it's a
But this
game.
actually, out of all the indie game categories for or nominees rather for indie game of the year this year, like Blueprints actually fit that category like better than any of the other options.
It sounds good. I like a bit of mystery. I like finding lore. I like solving puzzles, but I've never been one to play a primary puzzle game. Like I need a bit of action in there to keep my
Yeah,
whistle
this
wet.
is straight up. If you run out of steps, because every time you enter a room, you use a step. If you run out of
Okay.
steps throughout the day, it's just game over, start new next day from scratch. Like that's so if you don't
That's really
like
broken.
puzzle games, you're not gonna like it at all. You're gonna be like,
Right.
this is stupid and tedious, and I hate it. Also, I'm taking way too many pictures of random stuff on my phone so I can remember it later, which is what you actually have to do.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like an escape room in that kind of regard too, which is I don't know.
It sounds intriguing.
I love it a lot. It's 100% like ooh, this is a Brian pick. But you know, it's I much like with Metal Gear Solid 2, which by far has like more impact overall. Yeah, I understand it's not everybody's flavor per se. So, but it's still good. And if you like puzzle games, dear viewer / listener, you should go check that out. It's on sale pretty frequently.
You should go check out all our top 10 games. Go back, play some of the retro games, play some of the newer games.
Go play the 30-year-old Diablo 2 that just got modernized.
Yeah. You play Final Fantasy VII Remake. Remake 1. It's a different game than the OG, to be fair, but...
And if you have no money at all, you can play Minecraft. Per what Chronicles
Is it free to
said.
play?
No.
Is it actually free to play?
No.
It's I was like, man.
It's
That's kind
of...
It's a one-time.
Like something else to mention is the beautiful thing on this about our list is there's multiple games on here that are like 20+ year old games that all got remakes fairly recently.
True.
Yeah, I think we're just
So, like,
old enough that they do that now because they know that we'll buy them again.
Now, so they're like, get the money from them.
That's what I'm saying. They realize that everyone that grew up playing these hit classics, they all have jobs and money now. So if we make them again, we can double those sales.
Yeah. Or just do a Switch 2 upgrade pack for $20, like they do on the Switch 2.
Give us Kid Icarus on Switch 2.
They really should. Anyway, we should talk about our once or anticipated games in a future episode. But I think we are good to wrap up here because boys, we hit 90 minutes.
Hey.
And I think that's a sweet spot to end. Also, it's like 2 a.m. for me, which is I'm running out of steam. That's gonna do it for this episode of the RNG podcast, gentlemen. Anything else you want to leave on?
Go play Final Fantasy VII. Do it.
I agree with that.
Go play
hard.
Bloodborne, you bitches.
Oh my
Nah,
gosh.
just play Elden Ring. It's better. There's a
Play
new
Elden Ring
edition
is better.
coming out. There's a new edition coming out with a new starting class and everything on the Switch too, and it looks awesome.
Hey.
Date TBD. Anyway, thank you all so much for listening, and we hope you look forward to the next episode of the RNG podcast.